all better people for having known him. I can only hope someday that my own daughter finds someone as good as he. Mikey was what I call a foxhole people. Somebody I would want next to me in a foxhole. It's a high praise I can give. Here's to Mikey. You are a prince among men, and you'll never be forgotten.
Cheers. Cheers.
We're just going to say a couple quick things. First, about the boat ride. Those of you that didn't get a chance to go out on the floating classroom, if you are interested in doing so, we'll have to arrange it at another time. You can take a card from Nancy Cobzol right over here, and she will help make accommodations for you all for that at another point in time. Good morning, and thank you all for coming to our dedication today. I want to start by thanking Michael and Uncle Maxine and Herschel for taking the initiative and contacting the village of Lake George to find a way to keep Michael's memory alive and visible for all of us here at the lake. I also want to thank Mayor Bly and Nancy Cobzol for the Lake George Association for all their time and effort to make this possible. Lastly, I'd like to thank a few close friends, Jeff and Jesse Gardner, Chris and Deb Grudemeyer, David and Maria Becker, Melissa and Sean Quirk, and David and Jamie Levy for sponsoring our reception that will follow after at Captain Dick's Craft Shack, which is right down around the water. We all know in our own way what Michael's passing took from us. Today's event is a chance for us to share what Michael's life gave to us and will continue to give. My parents have had a place on the lake, on the east side of the lake, since I was 6 years old, and I always liked coming to the lake. But it wasn't until I started coming here with Michael that I truly fell in love with it. Natalie now has a forever spot to come to and feel the love others had for her father, and to learn to love the lake through his eyes and heart. Thank you all for making it possible, and for all the love and support that you've shown me, Natalie, and our families. I encourage anyone who has a story that they want to share about Michael to do so. And I'd like to ask Ryan, to come up and read a poem that my mother had found about the lake. And I have to say it out loud, Donna. Donna was able to do so because Mike would have said, we need someone with a big, loud voice to do so. Donna, come on up, and then after
He wouldn't have said that. He just had a big mouth.
You're right. Thanks, Jenny. It's called Lake George, a poem by Lee Goodman. Can y'all hear me?
Louder.
Louder.
Cheers.
I've journeyed through the foreign lands and wondrous sights have seen. I've sailed o'er old Killarney lakes and watched the moonlight gleam. On Lake Luzerne in Switzerland, among those high-flung hills, those rugged sides are watered by 1,000 little rills. Old England has its Windermere. The West has Tahoe Grand. But here we have our own Lake George, the gem of all our land. Just like a piece of azure blue dropped from a cloudless sky by angels who were basking or who simply let it lie. So all mankind could come and see a paradise below, a place to soothe the aching heart where love and laughter grow. Its islands proud like soldiers stand on guard until the day when those who drop this piece of sky, the trumpet shall obey, and take it back where it belongs, away up there above. But till that day, we all can view this lake we all so love. Now I will open up my heart, its secret I'll disgorge. I want my soul to last, to rest in heaven or Lake George.
Very nice. Just one other quick thing. On the ground here, you'll see there's a stone. Michael's aunt and uncle contacted the village of Lake George and had this rock that's going to be cemented into the rain garden that will be replanted up where we first congregated. So you guys can take a look at this, and we'll bring it. You can take a look at this here, and then eventually we'll get it cemented in over the rain garden, and that will be there forever. There's also a plaque, for those of you that don't know, there's a plaque on the floating classroom that has Mike's name on it as well. So it's another spot for Mike there. Jeremy. And anyone who wants to say anything, please do. You know, we can carry it on over at Captain Dick's, but that's it.
Hi, my name's Jeremy Crowther. I met Mike when I was 3 years old, St. Gregory's School, nursery school. Started out that way. Grew up with him my whole life. Grew up with the Levy family. You can say that we were best friends until probably middle school or so. Then we get separated. Got back together in high school, and been friends with him. I don't know. It's as everyone knows here. It's just very weird. It's very shocking to have someone so young taken from us. You're blessed with family. We all are. We choose who our friends are, and to choose to be friends with someone for a whole lifetime and everything, you treat them more like family. So I feel Mike was more of a brother that I lost rather than a friend. I say, love him. So many firsts. The kids introduced me to all the new music I listened to. Jay Giles Band as a kid, Blondie, Devo, back in the 70s. Created a lot of headaches for Mrs. Levy along the way. Ice skating. Went to the prom together with our girlfriends that dated in high school that were best friends, and just lifetime experiences. I have nothing but best memories of Mike, and I always remember him smiling, never getting angry, never yelling at anybody. I mean, he'd ask you, what the F? Or what's going on? What the F were you thinking? But never really did he lose his cool and totally go off on anybody or fight with anybody. And it's just nice to see so many people here that he became friends with, and people that loved him and are still here and will always remember him. Remember him every time we think about him, remember him in our hearts, in our mind, and just things you see every day. And when you're thinking about him and he comes to mind, just know he's pretty much standing right next to you. He's probably talking in your ear saying something. And that's where that feeling's coming from. It's just, we could have picked a better angel. I mean, we're missing him here, but we got someone good looking out for us upstairs and just shining down on us. And Brother Mike is what I can say.
Brother Mike. Cheers. Cheers.
I got a bit more.
Buddy? Should I say how you came into the picture?
Yeah.
I just like to keep this short and sweet. I met Mikey later in life through Jeff. I'm a guy that can't screw in a light bulb the right way. As a matter of fact, we were late today because I tied the kayaks on our truck the wrong way and they almost fell off the north way. It was an accident. But I want you to know, Mike Levy was a guy who would help me and teach me to do simple things I didn't know how to do. He never made me feel stupid. He always said, this is how you do it. Didn't ever said to me, you don't know how to do that. You can't do this. Things are simple, like hooking up a tank to a barbecue grill, or how to change oil, or how to fix a windshield wiper. And Mike always really made me feel good and always helped me to learn things that I was afraid to ask other people. So I just want to know, I'm not even that good of a person, because sometimes I'll be a victim of some of the things that I say, like, listen, what, you don't know how to do something like that. And I learned that lesson from Mike, that tolerance and patience, and to really share what you know and to help someone out and not make them feel like inferior is a really special trait, and I thank Mike Levy for that. Cheers.
As Scarlett always says, once in a while you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. The best summer ever was the summer of 2000. That's when it all pretty much started for Michael and I. He was working for Wally and wanted to stay up during the weeks with me. I said no problem, just got to leave on the weekends when my family comes. That lasted for about a day when he helped Lynn unload the car, and she asked if he was staying for dinner. He said yes and never left. On weekends we slept in shifts. We would stay out all night and retreat to the couch, and once we heard someone come down the stairs, we would go up and grab their bed. During the week, the Birches was ours. You could say Mikey was living LG. And we were very fortunate to have such a nice place to call home. We were on track to become fast friends, and by the end of the summer, you could say our friendship was built to last. I took off to California, San Diego, and left Mikey and Donna in the good hands of the Grudemeyers and Beckers. He was on track to become fast friends with some very special people. The Grudemeyers and Beckers have never forgiven me to this day. Not the Mikey part, the Donna part. Just kidding, boy.
No, he's not kidding.
After 9/11 occurred, I just realized how short life can be, and realized that family and an awesome group of friends I have back in New York was all the reason I needed to return home to Lake George. After 9/11, I came home. Mikey told me about this new place my parents bought called Alderbrook Lodge. He said it wasn't half bad and that I should consider moving back home. I did. Mikey built a beautiful front walkway in front of the A-frame and the lodge where over 1,000 people a year enter. Ed and Lynn would have loved to have been here today. They love Mikey like their own. And we have named the walkway to the lodge Mikey's Way. And we're also put a plaque with his name on it, visible for all to see. We continued our friendship, both fell in love, got married, and started families together. Lay down, my dear brother, lay down and take your rest. Now won't you lay your head upon your Savior's breast? I love you, oh, but Jesus loves you the best. I bid you good night, I bid you good night. Duplicate. Jenny and Natalie, there you go. Mikey loved you with all his heart. Mr. and Mrs. Levy and David, he wouldn't have been the great man that he was without your guidance, love, and support. Mikey made me to be a better man, and for always Mikey will be anchored in our hearts. I am proud to call him my friend. Here's a poem from a girl in New York hospital with cancer. I thought it was kind of sweet. Have you ever watched kids on a merry-go-round or listened to the rain slapping on the ground? Ever followed a butterfly's erratic flight or gazed at the sun into the fading night? You better slow down. Don't dance so fast. Time is short. The music won't last. Do you run through each day on the fly? When you ask how are you, do you hear the reply? When the day is done, do you lie in your bed with the next 100 chorus running through your head? You better slow down. Don't dance so fast. Time is short. The music won't last. Ever told your child we'll do it tomorrow, and in your haste not see his sorrow? Ever lost touch, let a good friendship die, because you never had the time to call and say hi? You better slow down, don't dance so fast. Time is short, the music won't last. When you run so fast to get somewhere, you miss half the fun getting there. When you worry and hurry through your day, it is like an unopened gift thrown away. Life is not a race. Do take it slower. Hear the music before the song is over. Life is not what you make it, it's how you take it. Mikey. David Becker to the stage.